Hi team, it's good to speak to you. I'm very excited that we are now in the second phase of our website development. As most of you know, over the last couple of months, we've tried to develop a new website, and we are now at a place where we can confidently share it with you as a staff team and ask you to get involved. Now this video chat comes with an email which will give you more instructions on how to go forth and what exactly your role is in developing the next phase of this website. Now, that's why I want to encourage you, please read that email carefully, but please also listen to that chat until the end. It will only take us 3 or 4 minutes, I hope, and to explain to you what is the concept of the website and why are things arranged in the way they are arranged. And that will help you to make your contribution in a way that it's concise and cohesive with the rest of the website. Okay, now if you look with me, at our new website, you will find it under the domain name en.madhosts.uk. This is where we host it at the moment. When the website is perfect, we'll move it over to our domain everynation.co.uk and we'll archive the old website. But for the moment, we have it here so we can still work on it. If you look at it, the first thing is our new website is fully responsive. That means that because these days most people view a website from a mobile phone screen or a tablet, and when you go and put your browser to a tablet size, for example, what you see here is that your menu gets folded up, and you will be able to navigate this way. So that's a very mobile phone friendly way and tablet friendly way. If you look at the old website, for example, which doesn't have that feature, you make it smaller, it just gets smaller and it just loses some of its content. Now that fully responsiveness is a very nice feature, and it has made most apps for churches oblivious. So if you look at our page, the way we have tried to set it up is with the simplest possible entry into the website, but then the deeper you get into the website, the more content you'll find, and you're almost finding yourself in this entire new world in which there's a lot of information and a lot of stuff going on. So you can almost get lost on the website, but it's still very easy for you to navigate your way through. That's the big idea. So the entry is very simple, but then on the back end of the website, it gets quite deep. You see here, and the first thing is home, then locations and times in the menu here on the horizontal. Locations and times, making disciples, making a difference, connect, sermons, and give. Now that is the simplest way in which we thought we could bring together all the important elements of our church. If you want to use different words for it, what you could say is that this home is one church, because everything you find here relates to all our congregations in the same way. So it's the one church theme, one church, 3 congregations, making disciples, making a difference. So we've really tried to, what our mission statement is, to really incorporate it in our website and use our very own language for that. And then the other 2 things is just get connected and listen to some of our sermons. Now the next thing is, this is the horizontal menu, but you can now also scroll down. So this website is very easy to scroll down. You just go here and you'll see what happens now is this is the home section, but then you scroll down and suddenly you have a locations and time section. So this horizontal menu is mirrored here on the vertical, and you'll scroll further down and you see the making disciples section, and everything that you'll find here in the menu making disciples you'll find here in the horizontal as well. And that again is a very nice feature for tablets and mobile phones. Then making a difference, get connected, sermons. That's our new sermon browser. It features all the most recent sermon series of each congregation in an equal way up here on the front, but each congregation now has their own sermon browser. But more to that later. You scroll down, some statistics on giving, which will take you then to the giving page if you click on it. And the last thing is here, our blogs, which we thought was a fancy idea to put down, and have the latest blog entries of our pastors here. Now that's the home page that mirrors in a vertical way the menu that is up here. If we now go to the congregation pages, the idea of the congregation pages is that every congregation has their own website within the website. That's again how we try to meet that challenge, which is one church, 3 congregations. How do you represent that equally? The way we're doing it here is that every congregation or each congregation has their own website within the website under locations and times, and then the Making Disciples, Making a Difference, Get Connected, and so on is central, meaning it relates to all congregations in the same way. And if there are differences between the congregations, we mark them out clearly on those central pages. Now, here's the Hammersmith congregation. That's sort of the welcome picture. And by the way, don't worry about the pictures. Those are not the pictures that are actually going to feature when we go live. We have photographers who are going around at the moment and taking some very nice pictures. And what makes a website awesome is the photographs. So we're really putting a lot of effort into getting the right photos. At the moment, those photos you see are placeholders, so you see roughly what it's going to look like when it will be finished. Now, Hammersmith congregation, you scroll down, how to find us. It's probably the most important thing that people want to know. Upcoming events, this is the new calendar, and you'll see those images are now featured with, those events are now featured with images, and if you click on them, they will take you to a new page on which we can put more input and registration forms and the like, so that people really know what it's about. So for example, here, the student weekend away. Here's the map on how to find it, some details, registration and costs. So that's how each congregation can now advertise their own events here in this section, upcoming events. And then the next thing is the latest sermon. As I've said, the sermon browsers are now hosted in the congregational website. So you can explore all the different messages that belong to this congregation, and they will be displayed in this way here. You can listen to it, and if you have a video, the new sermon browser will allow you to upload that video here, and it will make it look really nice. Then if you scroll down a bit further, you have the Meet the Team section. As I said, all these we will take new images, especially of our staff team. The only one we're probably going to keep is Wolfie's here, and possibly Simon's. And that's the congregational page. The same thing, for example, for Slough and Stratford, just with the info that pertains to their congregation. So I hope so far that's all clear. The next thing is, if you look at Making Disciples, Making a Difference and Connect, that's where the big amount of our pages are. So for example, Making Disciples, we have 3 sections: Come, Grow, and Lead. And let's take, for example, the first one here, Jesus. Now, this will again show you that the new website is a bit different from an older concept of websites. It's not just an information board on which we try to highlight what is coming up, and then we hope people will rock up. And at the same time, it's also not, the new website is also not trying to be a marketing tool so that people go to it and they feel like we're this sort of mega church, and when they rock up at our venue, they feel like they're at the wrong church. So what we're trying to do with this website is taking a screenshot of every nation in London and putting that screenshot online. So that's the big idea, and this is how a default page on that would look like. So you have on the blue here, you have the name of the page and a little teaser, and then you have different paragraphs. Jesus, Jesus loves you, welcome to Jesus family, we worship Jesus, Jesus is on your side, get to know Jesus better. And that is mostly stuff that is not super relevant for somebody who wants to find a church service, but for people who want to explore the Christian faith, this can be a real pointer to Jesus. And that's also one of the ways that we want this website to function. We want people to look into our heart, as it were. We want to open up and share with them what we think, what we believe, what we do, and obviously point all of that to Jesus. So that's how a default website that's how a default page on our website looks like. Another feature I want to show you is, for example, here on the trainings and courses page. One moment, that's the wrong one. Trainings and courses. If we list all the trainings and courses we are doing currently, it will take us a while. So that's why, and you will find that on a big number of our pages here. That's why we have sort of a summary page up here, where you see those are the different courses that we're doing at the moment. And if you click on them, it will take you down to the section that deals with that specific course. So that's just, again, a nice feature that helps you navigate your way through the wilderness of a website. And that's, again, very touchscreen friendly for mobile phones and iPads and so on. Now, the Making a Difference section here is divided again into city, campus, community, and church planting. And by doing that, we are very close to our actual vision statement. And the Connect part is divided into Get Connected and Church Life, and that's where we find our Connect Group Finder and our serving teams, but also our Church Life. That's where our kids page and our youth page are, and the like. Now, if you click on Sermons, you will find our new sermon browser. This is going to be the default start page for people that want to listen to our sermons. And you'll see here, just like on the first homepage, we have all those new sermon series displayed. But then we also have a sermon archive in which all our sermons that have ever been preached are hosted, and with a very nice search function that will help us find very quickly whatever sermon topic we're looking for. So that's the new sermon browser. And then the new Give page, it's not yet finished. We still need some info for that. Looks like this. We will have a Give Online section and a Giving Challenge. And then if you scroll down, we explain a little bit what are our thoughts on tithing and what are we doing with the money that's coming in. So again, that's not yet finished, but we're working on that. So that's roughly how this website is structured. And your part will now be, if you are leading a section in our church, leading an area in our church, you will be responsible for having that area displayed on the website in a way that you can put your signature underneath it, that you would really say, this is what we're doing and this represents us in the right way. Now, I know that's going to be maybe a little bit of effort for some of us, but it is important. Let me just say that at the moment we're averaging 1,000 clicks on our current website every week. Even if we count our 3 congregations together, we're still getting 3 to 4 times more visitors on the website than we get in our actual church. And so those are very strong reasons for us to improve our current website and to put some effort into making the new one look as good as we possibly can. Now, please keep 3 things in mind as you work on your part in a way that the email explains in further detail. First thing is, this is not a website that only has a minimum amount of information. So your task is not to shorten what we've written there. The way we've written the blurb at the moment is that we've imported a lot from the old website, and Wolfie and I have written whatever we thought should be in those sections. Now, again, we're now giving it to you, saying this is a good starting point for you. Please work on it and revise it in a way that you think it best represents your area of ministry. But again, the point is not that you shorten it down to a couple of sentences and say these are our new events, but again, be open, share your heart, share what's going on, share some personal stories. What makes a website awesome are the personal stories, the personal pictures, the faces that you see in real life being displayed on the internet as well. That makes it very relatable and helps people to feel welcomed when they go on the website, rather than only when they're coming to church. Now, that's the first thing. It's not about cutting down information, but feel free to write a lot of blurb and share your heart in that. Secondly, the kind of language we use is also very different from the old website. While the old website was a bit more on on sort of a formal language. We are now trying to move more towards a blog language, meaning it's like in a blog that we explain things, that we engage with the person that reads it. It's not always formal. It's not always completely politically correct. Okay, we're still trying to be professional, but we are trying again to share what's inside of us. And if you look at the images, again, those are not the ones that you'll see when the website goes live. We have reason to believe that when we have those images and when the blurb is finalized, this will be one awesome website. And we're going to put some money behind boosting it. We're going to invest into some Google AdWords. And if we get that number of 1,000 clicks per week up to 1,500 or 2,000, I think that will be a great win. And we have all reasons to believe that it will directly translate into more people coming to our congregations and more people getting to know Jesus. So let's work on it. If you have any questions, I'm obviously always there. Email me, text me, call me, and yeah, let's do it. We're trying to finalize the website by end of October, possibly mid of November. So that's the time scale that we have. Go for it. Thank you so much.